Hello and welcome to another in-depth review video here on NNT Auto Reviews. My name is Tyler, sitting behind the camera as always. Today we're checking out our first Lincoln review, and it is of course the 2019 Lincoln MKC and the Reserve trim level. Okay, so taking a look at our window sticker, Lincoln sets it up but just a little bit different than a few other makes and models. But as far as how they do set it up is up here, you're going to have all of your basic information, so what model it is, what engine it's got, and what transmission it has. You have all of your standard features up here, and then we get to our optional equipment and pricing over here. We have fuel economy information, safety ratings, and a few different scan tools just to show you a little bit more about the vehicle. But over here we have all of our options, which I wanted to go over. This has one main package, and it is the climate package, which gives you things like a heated steering wheel, heated rear seats, your heated windshield wipers, the wiper de-icer. Pretty good stuff in that package now. But over here we have our pricing. So the base price of a Reserve trim level MKC is right at $43,035. We have $605 in options, which is that one package. We have the total price before discounts is set at $44,565. They actually list the discounts over here. So you have a $500 rebate if you live in the Northeast and you get the all-wheel drive. So you have a total savings of $500, and after that savings, your total MSRP stands at $44,065. Again, up here we have all of our miles per gallon ratings from the EPA, crash tests, and all that good stuff over there as well. That's pretty much it for the window sticker. Now we also have the parts content here on the other side. So on a separate sticker from the window sticker, we have US and Canadian parts over here at 45%. We have final assembly point for this car is in Louisville, Kentucky. And then we also have the country of origin for the engine is Spain and transmission is the United States. So taking a walk around to the side profile of the MKC, see it's got some really nice character lines on the body. The particular color we're working with today is magnetic gray metallic. It's one of 9 colors available on the Reserve trim. And the wheelbase stands at 105.9 inches. Now taking a walk around back, we can discuss our drivetrain options. So we can choose between front wheel drive or all-wheel drive. This one does have the all-wheel drive. And we can also talk about towing back here. Now if you properly equip this vehicle, you can tow up to 3,000 pounds, which is pretty good for this class of vehicle. Alrighty, so details of the exterior on the new 2019 Lincoln MKC. Really nice premium looking front grille. It is all new for 2019. But as far as our headlights go, they are a bifunction projector bulb, which means that single projector bulb is used for both your high and low beams. And that single bulb is an LED, so looks very nice. You also have some LED accent lighting up top in your turn signals, and if we move down below a little bit more, we have some daytime running lights as well as some nice chrome work with the body colored inserts and all that good stuff. We have some bright work down below over there, some air intakes, and then that really nice chromed out grille. And the slats in the grille seem to make a smaller Lincoln emblem, which looks pretty darn cool if you ask me. So really nice premium looking updated exterior as far as the front goes. So taking a look at the top of the hood, we have some creases towards the edges, and then a really nice subtle crease in the center there. But as far as our wheels go, they are 18-inch wheels. You can choose between 18-inch, 19-inch, or even 20-inch wheels. We have the nice 18-inch wheels with the machine face of the wheel and then some gray pockets, which looks really nice. ventilated disc brakes in there, and your front tires measure 235/50. And as you can see, all the way around the wheel arches and down the side are surrounded in the flat black, which helps out with a lot of rock chips so it doesn't get on your paint. As you can see, your windows are surrounded in chrome, which looks really nice, and your pillars are gloss black. Your mirrors are completely body colored, and I'll flip around so that you can see the turn signals and the blind spot warning a little bit better. Very nice. Then you also have this really cool chrome strip that runs the span of the bottom of the doors. We have our door handles here with the smart key entry and a chrome strip. There's also a light in the door handles right there, as you can see. You'll see it a lot better at night. Then you also have the light up touchpad for the key combination, which Lincolns and Fords are famous for. We have some bright roof rails up there, the panoramic sunroof, and then we also have the shark fin antenna. Taking a look back here, we have solid rotors for the disc brakes back here. Obviously the same size tires and wheels. Really nice spoiler with some little extensions on the side. If we take a walk around back, I apologize, we're in a sort of a pinch for room today. Seems like there's a lot of customer cars here. We have the third wiper back here and the Lincoln emblem spelled out, which is always a nice touch. The MKC badging, and then if we take a look up here, we have one huge continuous tail light, which looks like it's illuminated for the whole trunk lid, which is really cool. And it pretty much is, because the opening of the trunk is actually on the side there. Instead of splitting up the tail lights, it actually goes around the side, and I believe they call that the clamshell trunk. We also have some accent lighting down here. Your parking sensors are on the span of the bumper. And you also have two nice exhaust outlets finished in chrome. We also have the backup camera and a trunk release right next to it. So looking pretty good back here as well. So let's pop the hood and see what kind of engine we're working with here on the MKC. And surprise, surprise, under the hood we have a turbocharged engine. It does measure up at 2 liters. And as far as the performance figures go, it is 245 horsepower at 5,500 RPM and 275 pound-feet of torque at 3,000 RPM. So again, it is a 2-liter turbocharged inline 4. See that it's mostly covered up by plastic, but it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, the intake is out front, and it looks like the exhaust goes out back. You have the air system right over here with the air box. You have your battery right over there that's covered up, fuse box, a bunch of different fluids that you could check, and the engine oil is 5W30, which is good. It's always better to have just a little bit of a thicker oil so it doesn't start burning oil prematurely. You also have the hood release over here, so you can see it's a little bit offset right there, but it is colored in yellow so that you could easily find it. That's pretty much it. Alright, so before we hop inside, I'm going to show you guys the smart key entry system. Now, as you can see, there's a little bit pattern on the top of the door handle there, and the car is unlocked at the moment, as you can see. If you press that little pattern right there on the top of the door, the mirrors will fold in and the doors will lock. If you want to get back inside, it's as simple as just tugging on the door handle like normal. So we do have the ebony leather seats with us today, and that is one of 4 different color options available on the reserve trim level. Now, taking a look up top, we're going to do with the materials first. Really nice soft touch all the way up here. We have some metal and some nice wood accenting, some bright wood, which looks really cool. We have our chrome door handles, our lock-unlock buttons, and we also have 3-person memory for the driver's seat. Down here we have controls for our front and rear windows. We have a window lockout for the rear, and we could either fold in and out, or our mirrors, as you can see, they're folded in right now. Once you start the car, they will automatically fold out. And we also have all of our regular mirror controls over there. Some more accenting, some stitching down here and up here, which looks really nice. Nice padded armrest over here. Then really the only hard touch plastic is going to be down here, where really no one's ever going to touch. But it's also a good thing that it is a hard touch plastic, because the more softer materials tend to get really dirty and hard to clean. Down here we do have one of 10 standard speakers, including a subwoofer. So this is Lincoln's premium sound. If you wanted to step it up even more, you could get a 14 speaker THX certified audio system. Taking a look to the left of the dash, we have some wood surrounding our air vent and some metal accents. We also have a gauge dimmer, our headlight controls, gauge dimmers on either side of the headlight controls, and then a trunk release over there. We have our hood release off to the side over here, dead pedal, and then your normal pedals. We also have 12-way powered seats with your 4-way lumbar, and then your normal controls. Really premium looking switches right there too, with the chrome accents. Looks pretty cool. We have the Lincoln side sill over here that looks to be illuminated. Then we also have these very, very soft and comfortable seats. Extremely soft. So as you can see, there's a lot of give in these seats, and it's very comfortable. We have perforations in the center, some stitching on the outside. But now let's go ahead and start the car up, and we'll check out the rest of the interior. So here is the new key for the MKC. It's quite a big key, as you can see. It just barely fits in my palms. You have the nice chrome Lincoln emblem at the back, some chrome on the sides too, and then you also have all of your buttons on the flip side. So you have an unlock, lock, remote start, trunk release, and your panic alarm. There's also a physical key on the inside of this fob in case you needed to use that. But a good place for this key is just to put it right inside there, and then you can just put your foot on the brake. And the engine start stop button's right up here. So we can start the car up right now. Alrighty, so we will start off the driver's cockpit portion of the interior with this really nice leather wrapped steering wheel here. So it's got subtle grip bolsters over here and some nice accents down below. We have some stitching on the inside of the wheel, as well as a little bit over here, which is pretty cool. But as far as the airbag cover goes, we have a couple of controls on there. We have these over here that control the center screen, and then these over here that control the screen to the left. We have more buttons over here for our cruise control. right over there, and then we have some audio buttons, so a volume, mute, voice commands, and then some Bluetooth and skipping for your audio. So pretty good looking wheel. We also have paddle shifters on the back. Sound pretty good. We have some stalks over here. This one simply controls your high beams as well as your turn signals. And this one over here controls both your front and rear wipers. Up here we have some pretty nice gauges, and they are mostly digital. The only part that isn't digital is actually the surroundings. So all the numbers over here and then all the numbers over there. Actually in the center is all digital. So the needle is digital, the center there, and over here. Now we can adjust the screens with this button over here, which will adjust the center one. So if we just press left, we can choose between seeing four different screens. So your phone screen, navigation, entertainment. And once the navigation is set to a destination, it'll actually show your map up there, which is pretty nice. You can just pull up your speedometer quickly over there, which would probably be my default screen. And then for the screen on the left, we use the left quadrants. Just press the left and then we'll get more information about our driver's assistance. So we can see we turn on and off our traction control through the screen. And we can pull up our tire pressure monitoring system. We can turn on and off our rear parking sensors. We can see what's going on with our all-wheel drive system, so which wheel is slipping, which is not. Turn on and off all of these different features there right through the screen, which is cool. So as far as the gauges go, the actual physical gauges, you have the rev counter over here, as well as a temperature gauge right down there that's digital. We have our speedometer over here, and then a fuel gauge right down there, and it'll conveniently tell you how much miles you have until it's empty. So we have a very nice upper dash that's got a bunch of shapes to it, which gives it a cool appearance. We have, it looks like 3 speakers up top. Pretty awesome. Very nice bass sound system. So it's pretty much the most basic sound system you can get in the MKC, but it really does sound good with the subwoofer in the back and everything. So we have a couple of air vents atop the screen. We have the engine start stop logo right up here, and then we also have, uniquely enough if you're not used to Lincolns, this is your transmission selector. So we have park at the top, and then if you put your foot on the brake, we have reverse. That'll bring up your backup camera with your lines and everything. You can even zoom in to see something if you need be. We have neutral, drive, and then a sport mode. And the sport mode kind of gives you some red rings that go around the dash. Kind of nice to differentiate drive and sport, but we'll put it in park for now. And I did fail to mention earlier, because it's kind of out of the way, you have the parking brake right over here, so you're going to pull it towards you to engage it, and then put it back to disengage it. To the right of the screen we have the auto hold function, so it'll actually hold the brakes while you're at a stoplight on a hill. Take your foot off the brakes and the car will stay stationary. We have the hazards over here, and then we also have this nice screen over here with the sync screen, very similar to Ford's media system there. We'll have your individual temperature zones up top, right over here and over there. Our exterior temperature, and then a time, and then your Wi-Fi information over there. We have our 3 different quadrants over here. We can quickly pull up our navigation map. We can input a navigation or a destination right over there. We have points of interest. We can set up a work and a home, which is always cool. We have a back button up here and a quick home button right there. We have our audio system over here, which we can turn it on and off. You can expand that with our different presets down below. We have 3 different pages of presets. And we have our different sources, which we can change over there. We have a climate screen right here, which we can adjust the climate via the screen right there. We have a phone screen, which obviously once we add a phone, a lot more features will become available. We have our navigation, and then just a combination of all of the apps here. You can find different apps over there. Then we have all of our different settings over here too. So we can adjust the sound settings, our clock settings, Bluetooth, just some general settings over here too. We have our 911 controls, voice controls, just some vehicle settings over here. Our ambient lighting, so we can set all of those different colors on the ambient lighting. We can dim, we can choose different colors in general, which is really nice. You can't really see it right now just because it's a little bit lighter out. You might be able to see it in the back a little bit more, just because it's less light back there, but you get the general idea of this screen. It's a very easy system. So it's just going back to home. It'll give you the 3 different quadrants, and you can quickly turn on your heated steering wheel there. Nice to see that. Also nice to see a CD player right over here with your load button, the volume knob, and then your tune knob, seek. We have physical climate control buttons. So over here we have our temperatures for the individual zones for the driver and passenger, fan speed. Just turn it right on and off. We have our front and rear defoggers, AC controls, recycling. We have our heated and cooled seats, which are working very nicely right now. As you can see, the AC seats are on. We could turn the automatic climate control on, then we could also use the dual zone climate control, which means the driver can have a different temperature than the passenger, which is always nice. Down here we have a little tray that we could close up if you want to. But the tray is felt lined. It's a nice place to put your keys, and it looks like we have a 12-volt power outlet and 2 USBs. We have a couple of cup holders with some nice metal accenting, and they are adjustable cup holders. We have a nice soft armrest that we can just lift up. This tray will kind of move out of the way as you open it up, and then you could just put whatever you like in there. We have another 12-volt power outlet in there. And it looks like a pretty darn deep storage tray. My arm could probably fit halfway down there. That's a pretty large storage tray there. We also have a nice auto-dimming mirror up here. Place to put your sunglasses up there. We have some illumination, which is LED for either side. And we can just turn all of our lights on. So the black lights will come on and everything. We could turn the lights on to where they come on when the doors open. Then we also have our sunroof controls and our sunshade controls. So as you can see, the sunshade blocks 100% of the light, but let's go ahead and put that sunshade back, open it up. Nice. And the sunshade will actually stop at the driver's portion, so it'll stop right there. And you can click it again to open the full sunroof, so it opens to the back portion. And take a look at that. That's a pretty large sunroof for a smaller car. We can tilt the sunroof up by using the middle button, like so. And we could also just put the sunroof back for the full effect. With this button right over here, we need to close the tilting first and then put the sunroof all the way back. It'll open to about there, and then you could even extend it even more if you wanted to. You have a wind deflector over here, and it looks really nice once it's open. So we can close that up. We'll leave the shade open, so when you check out the rear seats, we can see what that's like. We have our 1, 2, 3 buttons for the garage door home links, and then we also have a nice visor with a mirror. You have a nice black headliner, which I'm always a sucker for, is the black headliners. And it's a very soft headliner as well. So for the next portion of the video, since this is a full in-depth review I'm going to adjust the driver's seat to a suitable position for myself, where I'd be comfortable with driving. We're going to grab the keys and check out the rear portion of the interior here. So let's hop out, make sure the car is unlocked. So, opening up the door to the rear cabin here, it's just as nice as up front, which is really appreciated. Some car brands tend to skimp out on the back, which is kind of unfortunate, but not the Lincoln, which is good. We have soft touch up here, just like up front, some metal and wood, some chrome work, a couple of speakers back here. Nice design over here with the stitching, just like up front. Nice soft armrest with more stitching. You have your window control over here and a little bottle holder. A little bit of a cubby over here too, where you can store things. So back here, the seats are just as comfortable as up front. Now you can also fold down the headrest if you have no one back here. It gives you a better visibility from up front to the back. Nice perforated leather back here, some stitching, all that good stuff. So we'll hop in and see how much room I would have sitting behind my 5'10" self. So it's a little bit snug legroom wise, so I'd say I have about a ½ inch. But width wise, I have plenty of room. It's the perfect amount of space back here. The seat gives you a nice upright seating position. You have some very nice amenities back here, such as 2 stage heated seats for the driver and passenger side. You have some air vents back here. You have 2 USB chargers, and you actually have a household outlet with 3-prong design, which is awesome. As you can see, the panoramic sunroof continues very nicely back here. It goes all the way to the back of my head. So wherever you look, as long as you look up, you're gonna see the sky. You have a nice little armrest back here with a couple of cup holders that you could fold up if you'd like. And we'll give you a nice overview of the interior. Very nice looking interior there. And for the next portion of the video, we're going to check out the front passenger space. We'll open up the glove box, see what's going on in there. So the passenger door is much like the driver, so it doesn't really need much of an introduction. Same nice materials, with a few less buttons, obviously just your lock and unlock buttons and your window switch. Now that the wood is kind of in the sun, you could really get a feel for how nice it looks. You have the same power adjustments on the passenger side as the driver does. So that's 12-way powered with your 4-way lumbar. Nice illuminated door sills. Nice amount of wood over here too. A lockable glove box which opens up. And you see that you have a pretty good amount of space in there. A nice little shelf to put your owner's manuals. So pretty good amount of space in there. So as you can see, we don't have a whole lot of room to work with at the back of the MKC, but I'm going to do my best to show off the trunk. You saw that there was a few different ways to pop the trunk, but for the sake of this video, we're going to double tap the trunk button. Just to show you guys, it is a full power lift gate. It'll open right up for you. As you can see, the clamshell design looks very nice. And these bottom lights down here are actually for the trunk, since you have to have lights on when the trunk is open. And as you can see, the clamshell hood, or the clamshell trunk, takes away the rear lights. They have to have those lights at the bottom by law. Back here we have a pretty good amount of space, and we can even expand that space by folding down the rear seats. We have a cargo shade right back here that'll extend to there. We have some grocery bag hangers back here. Some little cargo nets and a little cubby back here. We have the subwoofer back here too. We have the carpeted floor mats, and then we can lift this up and we'll see our spare tire. A little bit of extra storage back here too. We also have some cargo tie downs over there on each corner, and then we also have a 12-volt power outlet. Take a look at the shape of the trunk when it's open. It looks pretty cool. Have the nice big struts over here. You have a handle if you want to close it manually, but you can just close it by pressing this button right over here. It'll beep at you just to let you know it's coming down, and it'll close nice and easy. Now, opening to the lid to the 15.7 gallon fuel tank. According to the EPA, you should be seeing gas mileage right around 19 miles per gallon in the city and 25 on the highway. As you can see, it is a capless filler, which aids in your convenience. And as you can see, you're going to need a funnel, which comes with the vehicle if you load it up, if you gas it up with a gas can. Now, to end this video, I hope you have enjoyed your time with the 2019 Lincoln MKC in the reserve trim level just as much as I have, and I hope you stay with us for future in-depth reviews.